Thank you, Ben. So, this community has long been exploring how information security and compliance objectives should be integrated into everyone's daily work. In fact, yesterday we heard from the team at Nationwide Insurance about how audit and technology teams can work differently to get radically improved outcomes. So, in parallel, another group of amazing and passionate people from this community have been attacking the problem from another angle and for nearly 8 years. And it has culminated in a novella called Investments Unlimited, which is being published later this year. Bill Bensing is a longtime scholar and theorist of what governance should look like, and will be teaching us about a concept that they're calling automated governance. Here's Bill.
Hey everybody, Bill Bensing here. I'm excited today to talk a bit about some of the automated governance. But at first, before we get started, a bit of my Beyonce rule. If you like what you're seeing here, go ahead and tweet on it. If you have questions, let's tweet about it. If you think there's something here that's wrong, definitely tweet about it and let's talk. And if you just simply want a coffee and want to let everybody know, go ahead and tweet about it. So real quick, let me introduce myself real quick. I'm Bill Bensing, as stated before. A bit of my background is, coming up through the IT ranks and focused on how to help make software delivery and the capability to deliver software suitable for everybody, regardless of where they may be in an enterprise. And so look at the sort of democratizing the ability to deliver software. So that's by passion. And as we start thinking about moving this beyond into the next phases of DevOps, modern governance is really the term that seems to come to mind. And I'll have to admit, I borrowed that from John Willis, and I'm continuing to use it. And so a bit of my driver here, as you'll see today, is really how can I help the world become its own software company? So imagine you're sitting there, you're at home, you're making pizza with your son. All of a sudden you get a call. It's your board member. Board member lets you know, board member, name's Bernard, says, hey, you got a problem. You got an MRIA come your way. You shrug. For the folks that don't know what an MRIA is, MRIA stands for matter requiring immediate attention. It's in highly regulated institutions, financial institutions, it's the number one signal from a regulator that you have a big, big problem. And that right there is an Investments Unlimited. What Investments Unlimited is a story about how we responded, or how an organization, a fictional organization, responds to this MRIA, this truly existential crisis. The funny thing is the crisis, to a large degree, was caused by themselves. They thought they had great DevOps processes. They thought they had some amazing stuff going on. But what they realized is, yeah, they had dev, they had ops, but they completely missed the boat on security and compliance. That right there is the real situation in industry today. And that's what this book's about. I can't really continue with this speech without giving much of homage to my team here. This is probably one of the best experiences I had. It came out of the opportunities last year. Was a DOS paper we were working on, and we wrote it in that vein. And this became an opportunity for it to become the book here, Investment Unlimited. But to give homage to everybody here, a lot of this here is like Helen DevOps Institute. Working with Jason Cox at Disney, Topo, I guess you think everybody's seen the S3 playlist from Jason and Topo's playlist recently that came on. Everybody knows who Topo Pals. Topo's been great. Two big folks in here, John Rez and Mike from PNC. A lot of this book, and we'll cover it, they are significant in the experience of this book. And it was really fun to work with them and really see how they, some of the lessons they learned hands-on with this. Then we got Andre from VMware, of course, John Willis, and then last but not least, definitely Caleb. And Caleb's been great coming from KPMG. So as you'll see here, everybody came together, brought their experiences from all sides of the organization. As you'll see here, people are engaged in the organization in building software and running software. And some are engaged in other organizations, such as consultancies, helping other organizations. There's a lot of use of organizations there, but helping folks to do this better. So it is quite a comprehensive experience. But a bit about the book and where it came from. The book has actually been built upon thought leadership, starting back in 2015 here, and with those is going through this unlikely union and going all the way through the DevOps automated governance and eventually making itself into the Investments Unlimited. So what you're seeing here is this novel is an aggregation of this communal experience brought together and told in a way that makes it engaging, fun, and enjoyable. But one thing, again, remember, Investments Unlimited is an experience. It is a fictional story that does relay real world lessons. Let's focus on that real world lessons there. It is more than theory, and we'll talk a bit about some theory stuff today, but outside of theory, it is the collective experience, and it's collective experience from practice. And not just practice in general, but it is collective experience from successful practice. And so as we talk about the book, and we'll go into some additional topics today, what we want to talk through is understand, like, this isn't just us saying, hey, we think you should do this. This is what folks in this folks in the authors have done in the real world to make these successful outcomes. So what we'll cover here quickly in the next 10 or so minutes is a couple, two key concepts. One, I want to talk about three aspects of modern governance, but then I want to pose maybe one unpopular opinion. So really, using the term modern governance, but what is modern governance? And modern governance is thinking differently. Automated governance, modern governance, where's this all coming from? What we want to do is we want to think differently. We want to move from this concept of implicit security and compliance models to explicit security and compliance. So going from this implicit to explicit codification. And to do this, you have three key aspects. And first, let's talk about the full experience. As with the presentation title, you have to remember that you're bringing everybody into the SDLC to make automated and modern governance happen. A great way to do this is through the DevOps Automated Governance Reference Architecture. What I love about this and the IORCAs, the inputs, outputs, risk controls, actors, and actions, is this is a great tool to sit an organization down and say, okay, what is our business architecture? How should we operate as a company? Take the tools out of it. How should we operate? How should we deliver software and make software delivery a business process? When you start to ask questions and approach